Imagine Arsenal walking into the transfer market and making the biggest statement in world football. Not another talented youngster, not another project player, but Erling Haaland, the striker who has destroyed Premier League defenses, broken records, and become one of the most feared goal scorers on the planet. But here's the big question. Should Arsenal really try to sign Haaland? Would he be the missing piece that finally takes Arsenal to Premier League and Champions League glory? Or would spending a massive amount of money on one superstar damage the balance of Mikel Arteta's carefully built team? Today, we're breaking down the biggest Arsenal transfer debate in football right now. Let's be honest. Arsenal have improved massively under Mikel Arteta. They have one of the best defensive structures in Europe. Their midfield controls games. Their attacking players create endless chances. But there is still one question that keeps coming back. Who scores the goals when everything is on the line? Because football at the highest level is often decided by one moment. A Champions League knockout game. A title race in April. A difficult away match where chances are limited. That is where players like Haaland become different. Haaland does not need 5 chances. Give him one opportunity inside the box, and he can completely change a game. His movement is elite. His physical ability is incredible. His finishing is at a level very few players in history have reached. And this is exactly what Arsenal have sometimes lacked. They can dominate possession. They can create chances. But having a striker who can turn half chances into goals is a different level. Now, the interesting question is, would Haaland actually fit Arsenal's style? This is where the debate becomes complicated. Mikel Arteta's Arsenal are built around pressing, intelligent movement, and players combining in tight spaces. Some critics argue that Haaland is not involved enough outside the penalty area. They say he is not the type of striker who drops deep and connects every attack. And there is some truth there. But here is the other side of the argument. Why ask Haaland to become something he is not? You do not sign one of the greatest goal scorers in the world and ask him to play like a completely different player. You build around his strengths. Imagine Haaland making runs behind defenders while players like Bukayo Saka and Martin Odegaard create chances. Imagine Arsenal controlling a game for 70 minutes, then needing one goal. That is where Haaland becomes terrifying. Of course, there is a major problem. Money. Signing Haaland would not just mean paying a transfer fee. It would mean massive wages, bonuses, and a financial commitment that could change Arsenal's entire strategy. And this is where opinions are divided. Some fans say, elite clubs need elite players. If Haaland is available, you do everything possible to sign him. Others say, Arsenal have built something special by improving the squad step by step. Why risk everything for one player? And there is another issue. Would Manchester City even sell him? Haaland is not just a striker for City. He is the face of their future. Any move would require a huge decision from both the player and the club. There have also been constant rumors linking Haaland with other European giants, especially Real Madrid, which makes the situation even more interesting. But rumors and reality are two different things. Right now, there is no confirmed Arsenal deal. This is a debate about possibility, not a completed transfer. Here is the biggest question. Would Haaland guarantee trophies? The answer is no. One player does not win everything. Football is about the entire squad, injuries, tactics, mentality, and timing. But would he increase Arsenal's chances? Absolutely. Look at the biggest teams in football history. They usually have something special up front. A player who can decide matches. Manchester United had Van Nistelrooy and Rooney. Real Madrid had Ronaldo and Benzema. Barcelona had Messi. Manchester City have Haaland. The best teams usually have someone who makes opponents afraid before the game even starts. That is what Haaland brings. Fear. So, should Arsenal sign Erling Haaland? If there is a realistic opportunity, the answer is simple. Yes. Arsenal already have the foundation. They have the manager. They have the structure. They have the talent. What they need is someone who can finish the story. Someone who turns good performances into trophies. Of course, signing Haaland would be complicated. The money would be enormous, and convincing Manchester City to sell would be extremely difficult. But when a player of Haaland's level becomes available, the biggest clubs in the world do not hesitate. They act. Because sometimes one signing changes everything. And if Arsenal ever managed to bring Erling Haaland to the Emirates, the Premier League title race could completely change.